If I were to make it less likely that he wins re-election in 2020, would that be an achievement? If I felt that I had substantially contributed to that? Yeah, that would be an achievement. It wouldn't be winning, but it would be an achievement.
Bill Weld's presidential run is probably more of a long shot than nearly everyone else running for president right now, because he's a Republican challenging President Trump. And a sitting president hasn't lost a bid for renomination since Chester Arthur in 1884. And Weld knows this. It's not like he's a political newbie. He was governor of Massachusetts in the 90s and ran for VP in 2016 on the Libertarian ticket with Gary Johnson. But he says the president is failing, and he wants to give a choice to Republicans turned off by the president's rhetoric. We met up with the former governor in Miami minutes before he hit the stage at the National Association of Black Journalists annual convention to talk his policy positions, President Trump, and the current state of the Republican Party. What would a President Bill Weld deal with first when he walks in the door?
I think the first thing is to knit the country back together, because Mr. Trump, whatever else you can say about him, he certainly has done his level best to divide the country. That would involve addressing concerns of those who have been divided out. So, I'd make sure that inner city school districts got funding equivalent to the rich suburban school districts. I'd make sure we got school choice in charter schools so inner city parents didn't get left with no choice. I'd want to see the level of taxation on the poor, relative level of taxation ameliorated, so that the door to the middle class is not slammed in the face of the poor.
You're the first Republican to challenge President Trump in the primary, so why did you enter the race?
Well, I felt it was my duty as a citizen to enter the race, because I think Mr. Trump, his instincts are all wrong. And I was, when I ran for governor, I was below asterisk, so the idea of being a long shot doesn't trouble me. My ambition is to win the New Hampshire primary, and if you defeat a sitting president in the New Hampshire primary, they're pretty much gone. In the last 5 times that a sitting president running for re-election has had a primary challenge, all 5 of those sitting presidents, have either lost the general election or withdrawn before even the primaries. So history is not on Mr. Trump's side here.
You won't have support from the RNC. The president is very popular with Republicans. He didn't start out that way, but he is now. The chair of the RNC even invited challengers to have at it and go ahead and lose. So how do you get past that?
They're behaving in a very arrogant manner. They even tried to abolish the first in the nation primary in New Hampshire, where I spent a lot of time. That did not go over too well. That was way too arrogant. So, they think we've got our guy here. We got a good stock market. Let's all cash our coupons and everything will be fine. But that's not how politics is conducted.
What do you have to say to people who say you can't win, that you're wasting your time and your money?
Well, I say that if I can enlarge the universe of people who vote in the Republican primaries so that it contains many more women, millennials, minorities, people of color, Hispanics, Muslims, far bigger outreach, participation by LGBTQ voters who, when Howard Dean ran as a Democrat, they were the backbone of his support for the first 6-9 months he was in that race. He almost won it. If those people all come out, I don't think Mr. Trump can win a single primary, much less all the primaries. It's a question of who votes.
You were a governor as a Republican and then a Libertarian, running again in the Republican Party. Do you recognize the Republican Party? Because it does feel very different now.
No, I don't. It's awfully kind of rigid, and a lot of people are holding their breath. I know a lot of the senior Republican senators in Washington. They're very decent people. I worked with them for years and years, and they are absolutely whistling past the graveyard saying, I'm happy, happy, happy. Oh, there isn't a graveyard there. Gosh, what great new clothes Emperor Trump has on today. And that's not them.